Hey everyone, it's Kevin from Holy It's a Music Podcast with this week's update. Just wanted to remind you that we have our first band episode tomorrow, and that's with the boys from Weapons. That was a lot of fun to do. Super nice guys, really into it. It was a fun group discussion. Like I said last week, a really different energy and something that we really enjoyed. Make sure you check out their new single, Bye Baby Gone, which is still flying up the charts, doing really, really well for those guys. I also wanted to address a criticism that I took from a listener, watcher, about my attire. I've been told that I always dress in greys and blacks and that it's very boring. So today I've made an effort and I'm in bright red, which projects red. I don't know what else it projects, but yeah. So there we go. Let it not be said that I'm boring in my clothing choices. We're coming to the end of season 1. Crazily. We hope you've been enjoying the show. We've really enjoyed making it, which is why we do it. We know we're not getting, hundreds or thousands of listeners to all our episodes, but it's just fun hanging out with Randy, hanging out with musicians, talking about music and drinking a beer and having a good time. Seems like a pretty decent reason to do anything to me. Our hope for season 2 is that we can start branching out a little bit into, not just speaking to performers and rock band players, those kinds of things, but more speaking to people from the world of musical theatre or symphonic and classical music or the production or sort of the venue side of things. I think there's a lot of good stuff that we could mine there, speaking to people from the Basement or the Sask Arts Council or whomever it might be. And we'll still always throw in plenty of performers because we all like road stories, so we'll keep doing that. But we do want to start growing a little bit and spreading our wings, and seeing if we can get this thing getting a little bit bigger, hopefully. This week, I have some recommended listening for you. These are not Saskatchewan bands, but they're bands that you should listen to. The first one is, and I listened to this on my run a couple of weeks ago now, again, for the first time in a lot of years, with Thin Lizzy, Live and Dangerous. Probably one of the best live albums of all time, if not and whether or not it was completely live or not is up for debate. I know that Tony Visconti, the producer, and the band members sort of disagreed about how much was live and how much was overdubbed in the studio. But regardless, those versions of those songs are the best versions of those songs. Absolutely superb. Check that one out. And don't forget, too, that on that album featured Huey Lewis on harmonica, who played them. Second album is Into the Purple Valley by Rav Kuda, which was his second album. Killer version of Billy the Kid, which is just guitar based and no real other instrumentation. But there's a ton of really good songs on that album, and I didn't realize until fairly recently that Rav Kuda didn't write most of his own songs for many years. So those first 5-6 albums are mainly sort of covers of either standards or old country and blues tunes. So it's always fun listening to Rav Kuda's version and then going back listening to the original and seeing how much better Rav Kuda's version is. Last album for you today to check out is In It For The Money by Supergrass. Again, that was their second album also, and it features one of my favourite songs of theirs, Late in the Day, which is very Beatlesy, probably why I like it, but also the dark Richard III, which is a great title, and it comes from the band used to, when the working titles for songs, they would just give them people's names, and that song was the third time they'd used the name Richard to sort of as a working title, so and it kind of, Richard III is the play, Shakespeare play, kind of matched the dark tone of the song, so they just ran with it, which I think is kind of a cool backstory. But yeah, anyway, enjoy the episode tomorrow. Please give us feedback. We always like hearing from you guys and girls, and we'll see you then. Okay, bye bye.